Now, people can say I'm playing with etymologies, but I'm also showing the connection of these words because I want to point something else about the collective psyche of humanity, and that is we all are connected and we're very wise, and we're wiser than we give ourselves credit for. We appear to be separate. And the way the system is it's going to continue to keep you feeling separate. Ma'at. Math. Mat. Matrix. The matrix in which we live is run among mathematical principles. It's also the mat and the fibers, and a matrix is displayed of numbers, and sometimes numbers and letters in rows and columns, which they were showing you as the intro in the Matrix movie. But also, it functions on certain principles and laws, ma'at. And there's also a construct of consciousness. The Yorubas call this consciousness in the form of an orisha, Obatala. Obatala is the chief of the white cloth. What is the white cloth made of? Fabric with fibers that consist of rows and columns, which is the matrix. Am I making sense?
Yes.
But you see, here's the thing. This matrix is voice activated. Your DNA strands are connected. And there are also codes that can be voice activated. Just like the universe itself. You and I verse, or universe, which is the one song, or the one phrase. It was always about divine authoritative utterance, which is why we can't just call ourselves victims all the time, because you're casting a spell on yourself by using the wrong words. According to the Dogon tradition, there's a book called Conversations with Ogatamili, and he speaks about people becoming sick and ill because they have used the wrong words. We keep on saying we're victims of white supremacy, and guess what? You keep on manifesting more victimhood. But if we keep on collectively saying that, we're going to manifest that. Then you put the emotion behind it and create the reality. Which is exactly why they keep showing you what they're showing you on TV. To make you mad. And get you to manifest more of it. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? So I have to ask. There's a lot of us talking about we're gods, goddesses, kings and queens. And then victims. One of those got to go. Okay? Got to make up your mind. I hear a whole bunch of gods and goddesses doing nothing on YouTube but complaining. I ain't never heard God complain so much in my life. God be complaining. All the gods and goddesses be complaining about injustice. You can't be a god and a victim at the same time.
Oh, shit.
Drop one of them.
Oh, shit.
Be one or the other. You can't be them both.
True,
according to the definition of what you believe a God is.
True that.
Unless you're just a god of weakness. I don't know. I've never heard of a god of weakness before, so.
What they're called Americans.
The victim god. The god of weakness.
Sounds like Americans to me.
You just gotta manifest stronger things. And we also gotta stop beating ourselves down and taking the blame for stuff that's not your fault. Okay? You see yourself being challenged. Accept it. Be one with it. Overcome it. Who remembers the netter on the sixth sphere, according to Ron from it?
Hebrew?
Yep. The will. But Haru also means one who rises above. Get off your knees, Negro. Be a hero. Be a Heru. Heru. With the eye of the falcon, which is so keen that it could fly higher than the highest skyscraper and see a beetle running through the sand. That's how keen the eyes of a falcon is. Develop the eyes of the falcon. That is what you're looking at when you look at that Uchat symbol. That's the eye of a falcon. Eye of Ra. Peregrine falcon. Birds of prey. You have to develop that type of an eye, which symbolizes the spiritual eye. But hey, you know, you want to listen to conspiracy theorists and believe it's the eye of the Illuminati, you're welcome. And that's the Illuminati's eye.
It's stolen.
But then,
Their eye.
But then again, who are the true Illuminati anyway? Because it means illuminated ones, supposedly. Shining ones. In the Kemetic language, we call the shining part of you the Ku, the shining one. New Agers identify with the light body. And those in our academic community identify with it with intelligence. Consciousness is light. So when you're talking about light, and you're looking into these various groups, it's always talking about you are the light. And stepping into the light is talking about awakening and stepping into consciousness. Because that's what we are. We're beings of consciousness, right? What it is that we're looking for is the light. When you're going down a dark tunnel, a lot of us are scared of the light. It might be the way out of the tunnel, but we think it's a train coming.
True, man. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. So, you know, the light can be blinding, though, if you're not ready. Or you can get blinded by the light, just like you can get blinded by darkness. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Feet are cold.
Really?
Frozen.
I didn't have no something. Because I'll be outside.
Okay. Any questions? I want people to start participating in this too, because I talked about Paulo Freire earlier for a reason. Pedagogy of the oppressed. It talks about how we have been brainwashed into believing that you got to have one person be your guru, because you're used to having a teacher stand in front of a classroom and lecture you, like I've been doing. But The real education comes is when people can get together and activate within each other a desire to know
True that.
and to cultivate ideas so that they can make discoveries. That's what's important. So we have to engage in dialogue. That's been my message for a while. That's why I said earlier, the student and the teacher are one. The student could be the teacher one day, the teacher could be the student another day. That's what we got to develop, is a each one teach one. So we got to help sharpen each other's swords. Intelligence. There's nothing wrong with being challenged. But we've learned that there's something wrong with being challenged these days. Now all of a sudden somebody asks you a question that makes you think, or they disagree with you, now they're your enemy. What kind of thinking is this? You can never have a healthy community if you think like this. You can never have a healthy community thinking like this. If somebody disagrees with you, they're your enemy. Shit, you might as well go ahead and say bye to 75% of the people you claim to want to help. You'll never have a healthy community if you're constantly comparing yourself to everybody else and looking at everybody else like they're beneath you because they see the world differently from you. There's nothing wrong with people seeing the world differently. This is why you want to have dialogue, because one of the issues that creates the problems and the dysfunction in our community is a lack of communication. We don't talk about things, and we're scared to. We don't want to put what we actually believe out there because we don't want nobody challenging what we believe, but we never get our beliefs out there. So we keep it bottled inside and end up keeping your mouth shut while all the things you disagree with take place around you. Speak. Utilize your spoken word. That's why the entertainment industry and everything else, the record label, they got control over a lot of our music, got us talking the way they want us to talk. But it's not helping you develop any cognitive abilities. In fact, I'll say it's making you stupider. No disrespect to the artists, but that's what they have been doing, because they're not encouraging you to think. Now, of course, there's entertainment, and there's a lot of things that are just entertainment. The issue is that a lot of people are not separating reality from entertainment. And we have fallen into a culture where if you're not being entertained all the time, you don't want to have nothing to do with it. But you can't entertain somebody all the time.
True that.
That's why relationships keep failing, because these folks think they can get together and live fun and games all the time. It's not how it works. There's responsibilities. There's things that have to be done. So this is where there has to be cooperation. But expectations kill relations. If you don't know how to communicate. See, there's nothing wrong with having expectations. Expectations kill relations when there's bad communication. Okay?
I feel what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. It's very important. But if you're going to continue to want to push forward and see the universe open up for you, you have to have that harmony between tongue and heart. When you pray, chant, meditate, or when you're chanting, when you're praying, focus on what you want and make sure that the utterances that you emit from your tongue is spoken with feeling and authority in the rituals, as well as when you're talking to people. Because if you look unsure, and if you sound unsure, then that's when people will see you as vulnerable in ways in which you can be taken advantage of. Now they say those who speak don't know, and those who know don't speak. I've been doing plenty of speaking, have I? But what that means, though, is that I can tell you just about anything. But if it is something that you have to experience for yourself, me breaking it down and explaining it to you, breaking it down, is not going to do you any good. Who's had pomegranate tea? Okay. I never had pomegranate tea, right? Hypothetically speaking. But I read the ingredients. Do I actually know how pomegranate tea tastes, and am I helping you figure out what it may taste like? I don't know what it tastes like. How you gonna know if you haven't tasted it? I'm telling you the ingredients. I'm reading the ingredients. I'm speculating on what it may taste like, but I still haven't tasted it. Don't know nothing about the ingredients either, outside of pomegranate. But I've never had a pomegranate before. But there's honey in the tea. I've had honey, but I don't know what a pomegranate tastes like. If I never had a pomegranate before. So I'm trying to describe something that I've never experienced. And I'm trying to get you to understand something that I myself have not experienced. And that's what we're doing a lot in the conscious community.
True that.
We do a lot of that. And we have not experienced it directly for ourselves. People sit around talking about, oh man, I'm never going to meditate. That looks like spookism. But you never meditated before. Or at least you weren't aware of yourself meditating. Now you could have been daydreaming, which is actually a form of visualization. But there's different forms of meditation and methods and techniques. A lot of us speak words that are empty and wonder why things don't manifest, because there's no essence behind it. We say things that we don't know about, but act like we do. And sometimes we just make shit up as we go. And people listen to us and they say, that sounds good. Then they go and tell somebody else. And then crap gets added on top of crap.